one of the most intelligent species on Earth, possesses rare ability to transfer acquired intelligence across generations. 6.5 lakh viruses and bacteria on its body. Capability to spread more than 23 types of diseases. One of the deadliest enemies of mankind. A housefly. A housefly can be commonly found in almost all human habitats in tropical regions. Seemingly harmless, it is so efficient in spreading diseases that often it is too late before we may even take note of its deadly activities and their dreadful after effects. A silent killer which works more silently than any secret service on the earth. And when it comes to poultry business, fly problem can be much more than what we can imagine. It is a well-known fact that confined operations in poultry increase productivity. However, at the same time, it is also true that they are also conducive for fly development. Flies can breed in any organic waste, poultry litter being the most preferred one because of its nutritive value. Flies can be a menace anywhere in the world, wherever the day temperature goes beyond 24 degrees Celsius. However one may try, but total eradication of flies is impossible due to many factors. A single fly coming from any location can start a new colony in your poultry farm. This is a simple statistical calculation which indicates reproductive potential of flies, leading to exponential growth. Fortunately, these figures cannot be reached as nature controls them. As per WHO studies, flies are ranked amongst the top 2 most dangerous insects to mankind. It is not only because of its proximity to human beings or sharing of environment, but also due to its body structure and ability to transfer acquired intelligence to next generations. Flies have sponging types of mouth parts which are covered in moist saliva. These mouth parts help to maintain viability of bacteria and virus for a longer period, and in the process make flies efficient transmitters of these microbes. Almost several lakh bacteria can be carried by flies, both inside and outside their bodies. For survival, flies have adopted several successful strategies like omnivory, high reproductive potential, cryptic habits, great speed in escaping, ability to survive outdoors as well as indoors, and sometimes, in case of overcrowding, migration. To know about ways to reduce fly menace, let us try to find out the weakest link in a fly's life cycle. It all starts with mating of adult flies somewhere inside a poultry shade. After mating, when a fly locates an ideal wet litter patch, it releases a pheromone called muscillure, which triggers aggregation of other gravid flies to the same spot. Egg laying can start from 4 to 36 hours after mating and requires more than 70% moisture for hatching. Around 200 eggs can be laid in a day. As you can see, ovulation can be a group activity with bunch of flies laying eggs side by side. This is how freshly laid egg mass looks like. The maggots then disperse feeding on wet litter. After molting for 3 times and feeding continuously, maggots are fully grown in 3 to 4 days. Maggots stop feeding before pupation and start migrating in search of a dry location. Edges of litter, which are normally dry, are preferred for pupation. During pupation, the maggots form cocoon around their body. Pupa is an immobile state where complete transformation takes place. Adult flies finally emerge from the pupa by making an opening in the cocoon. It has to gently push its body out of the chamber. This is achieved by forcing the body fluid to and fro. Once out, it rests for a while and then stretches its wings and flies to begin a new generation. To control or minimize fly population, one must understand the reasons behind its growth. There are 4 basic reasons why you have major fly problem. First, large volumes of manure in concentrated breeding areas that cannot be removed frequently. Second, short life cycle of a fly combined with its high and speedy reproduction ability. Third, high biotic potential. The 4th reason is man-made reason, and that is improper use of chemicals leading to the development of resistance. Each of the poultry facility used in poultry production has its own fly problems and hence unique management needs. This is a typical breeder unit, and this is a typical North Indian poultry with a 2-storied structure. Here, fly management needs will be totally different from those required at other poultry facilities. Fly seasons differ from region to region. There is a direct correlation with temperature and relative humidity. However, in the coastal area, the problem can be throughout the year. These are some of the common fly management failures: sanitation, litter management, moisture control, improper pesticide application, resistance and improper control measures. Development of resistance to chemicals is the main reason for failure of a lot of chemicals. The same has been reported since 1959 and is the only reason which renders new chemicals ineffective. When the flies develop resistance, there is a natural tendency among farmers to give double dose of the toxicant. But this is ineffective as the LD50 value is several times higher. There are many reasons to control flies, and the most important among them is health. Flies are capable of carrying more than 100 pathogens. They can also transmit more than 23 dreaded diseases in humans and animals. Being natural food for birds, there is a tendency to pick the flies which are there in the feeding trays. Flies create unpleasant work environment. Everybody is disturbed by flies, and even the president of a superpower is not spared. Flies also create social problems, creating unhappy neighbors. It is important to monitor fly population in order to take wise control decisions. Visual observations of fly population are subjective and misleading. There are several methods to monitor fly population, like moving tape count, sticky fly tapes, speck fly count, baited jug trap, or larval sampling. Always use standardized, quantitative method to monitor flies. You have to always maintain fly inspection data sheet out of the data which has been monitored on your farm. This is an image of fly population pyramid. Out of the total fly population, adults constitute only 15%, while other stages account for the rest. Hence, it is desirable to focus on the rest 85% rather than the 15% adult population, which can be controlled with the help of insecticides, baits and traps. Integrated Fly Management Program, or IFMP, is the professional and most effective way to control flies. This is the pyramid of fly management. It integrates all the methods of control: cultural, physical, biological and chemical. These methods have their own order of importance. The cultural methods involve sanitation and moisture management. Physical and mechanical methods make use of traps or physical poisons, while biological methods involve use of parasites and predators. Lastly, chemical methods use larvicides, baits, repellents and adulticides. In order to gain long-term control, it is desirable to use cultural and physical methods at initial stages, followed by biological methods. However, many farmers tend to use chemical methods in the beginning, thus aggravating fly menace. So, it is desirable to use cultural, physical, mechanical, biological and chemical methods of control according to their order of preference as shown in the fly management pyramid. Among culture control methods, moisture control is of prime importance. In the present video, it is a well-managed farm which is being shown. But it is important to remember that the slight leakage starts the whole problem. Mechanical and physical control methods involve collection of eggs, pupae, incinerating with flamethrowers, use of UV traps or pheromone traps, spraying diesel or turpentine on litter, or applying limestone powder on the litter. These are very important methods as they are absolutely safe and non-toxic. Though important, biological control methods are not used in India. Chemical control method is most frequently used by Indian poultry farmers, the reason being rapid control over a short period of time. However, repeated use of this method creates great menace. This is exactly where the Integrated Fly Management Program, or IFMP, developed by Exotic Biosolutions, comes in as an effective and long-lasting tool in the hands of the poultry farmer. IFMP approaches the problem of flies with a holistic approach and offers a sustainable solution that continues to be effective year after year. IFMP is a combination of preventive and curative measures taken in right proportion. This is very important since indiscriminate use of harmful insecticide cannot be a solution for containing flies. The most important preventive measure lies in keeping the farm neat and clean. It is essential to check for leakages and repair the same at regular intervals. Exotic Biosolutions offers two revolutionary products for effective fly control: Exodust and FlyX. Both the products are non-chemical, non-toxic and of natural origin, consisting of specially processed aluminosilicates. Both Exodust and FlyX have physical mode of action. Exodust is an animal feed supplement. It keeps the litter dry. As we already know, the eggs of a fly require at least 70% of moisture content for hatching. With the use of Exodust, the litter gets drier and drier. Thus, Exodust restricts flies from egg laying. Naturally, fly population at the poultry farm goes down substantially. Exodust, being an aluminosilicate, works as an effective toxin binder. Therefore, there is no need to add toxin binder to the feed. It also reduces ammonia release from the litter by binding ammoniacal ion. FlyX is applied on litter which is very wet. Its anti-caking action makes litter dry. Remember that FlyX has to be applied on the very wet patches regularly. Both these products are safe, natural and non-toxic. Let us now visit some poultry farms to see how the use of IFMP has changed the way in which the complicated problem of flies is contained. This is the consistency of litter before the use of Exodust. And this is the consistency of litter at the same place after the use of Exodust. FlyX has to be applied on litter with the help of a sieve. This is a very wet patch of litter covered with FlyX. And this is the 10th day of application of FlyX. There is no sign of egg laying or pupation on the treated patch. Exodust and FlyX make litter dry, stop fly breeding, reduce ammonia levels, and offer long-term control over fly population. IFMP is the most effective weapon to control flies on poultry farms and other places where large volume of organic waste is handled. IFMP, Exodus and FlyX, the most effective scientific solution for long-term relief from fly menace. Safest, cheapest and strongest. Exotic Biosolutions. Come, let us fly together towards a fly-free tomorrow.